Yeah, I thought, again, I think I got tied up there with about 11:30 to go. And then after that, I thought we had some, poor offensive possessions, which was the same thing that happened to us the other day at home, where we had some turnovers, maybe a couple non-quality shots, and that led to their transition. And you can't give them transition, especially here, and that's where the game just flipped.
Darian, when you fought your way back and you had it tied at 53, what did you think you could do the rest of the way to get over the hump?
Yeah, I thought, we talked in the huddle. We even had a few threes there that back-to-back that we just missed. But, I liked the way we were playing. I liked the way we were guarding. And then just, like we've talked about, just stringing a few bad possessions together, and they just compounded themselves. And we used a couple timeouts to try to slow it down, but we just never got back to, getting stops. On the half court or in the open floor.
Hard to keep them off the foul line.
Yeah, I mean, we knew there was going to be some issues there with some of the, interior play. Like, we're going to have some matchup problems with some of the rebounding things, and obviously we got crushed on the glass there, so that was a big part of it too.
Coach, 29 points off of your 14 turnovers. Is that something that's fixable in the run of play, or is that something that has to be taught in practice?
It's something you prioritize every day in practice, but yeah, it's something that's very fixable. It's like we've talked repeatedly about where are these turnovers coming from, who's causing them, and in most of the cases they're decision-making turnovers. It wasn't because we're getting trapped and they are getting deflections that way. A lot of them are self-inflicted. Good activity, obviously by Michigan State, but they're still decision-making turnovers that we got to do a better job, especially when you're in that portion of the game. It's like you've gotten yourself. It's a tie game. There's 11 minutes to go. Being able to play off of 2 feet, make those sound decisions, still run good offense, still be aggressive, but prioritize the basketball more. And like I said, that's disappointing for a veteran of a group as we have to be turning the ball over in these type of situations.
On that, are you kind of surprised that it happened again? Like, I mean, it was obviously a big, the hard part of last game too. It just sloppy, right? I mean. Had you kind of thought you'd improved in that area? Like, it just kind of really struggled again in that regard, the sloppiness.
Yeah, I thought we would. I mean, the guys get it. They understand it. They know, what importance that is, in both areas, the defensive rebounding and the turnovers. We said it from day one. Those are the two biggest factors, in my opinion, in winning and losing basketball games. And tonight we got beat in both.
Darian, wondering about the first half philosophy on Jeremy Fears defending him. It looked like you guys were sagging off him, and then also the 2 steals that he had that led to run-outs. How much did that maybe change some of the tone in the game?
Yeah, I thought in the first half, I think we were up 17-10, and he picked Connor's pocket and was able to get a layup there. The second one I don't remember quite as well, but in the second half. But I thought his ability in transition to get from A to B. When we weren't able to get him under control was a problem for us. He was really dynamic in that way. So, it was either off of turnovers, long shots, whatever. If you can't get him slowed down early, it's really hard because the bigs are running and they're sealing, and it's hard to give a lot of help because you're wrestling down there with the bigs. So I thought he did a really good job of being aggressive, getting into the paint and finishing.
How did the foul trouble, you think, affect the way you guys defended early in the second half, especially against a guy like Kohler where he's inside and kind of bangs away there against you early?
Yeah, in the first half, I thought it was actually more of a problem for us just because we had to, sub a lot more to try to protect those guys. I know Tucker picked up his third pretty early, but I didn't think it really impacted a whole lot. I mean, we took him out for a while, but not long enough. I thought we were able to play through the foul. So I don't think the second half really had a lot to do with fouls necessarily, just, playing through those last 10 minutes and that fatigue, and that's something we got to fight more.
Coach, Tucker hit that first shot on I think it was the first possession of the game, then goes 0 for 6 the rest of the way. What's been his struggle in conference play, and how has he tried to traverse that?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going through a little bit of a shooting slump right now. It's, for him, it's a longer one than he's had. He's been putting in, time after time after time, and he actually shot it great today in shoot-around, shot it great in our full practice yesterday. Hit that first one and thought, maybe that would be the start of it, but it's going to happen. Just, again, he's got to find his way back out of it.
It seemed like when they were denying or doubling Lamar, that was when the offense went cold. What do you guys need to do to get the offense going when Lamar slows down?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job making his catches tough. We had some things to try to slip out of some screens and create some opportunities there. We just a few of them were there. We just didn't finish the play. We ended up turning it over instead of getting a layup out of it. Ended up in their hands going the other way.
This is obviously a roster that's old, and as much as you've kind of preached playing with a lot of juice, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of times on the road feels like you guys have just spiraled and haven't been able to catch it. Is that surprising, like to have a roster that's old, experienced, and played a lot of high-level ball that you just kind of haven't stopped a lot of runs?
Yeah, I think to a degree for sure. And again, I think it's been a little bit of the turnovers has been more of the common theme. I mean, there's always a little something else. So, I thought the turnovers tonight was what flipped it again in the second half. Once we went from that tie game to all of a sudden, they're playing in transition, and now you got the crowd going and the energy, and you just can't allow, those type of runs if you're going to beat a good team.